When the 2023 Formula 1 season begins, the grid will look slightly different from how it did in 2022. Quite a few drivers have left, while few new faces have made an entry, and also we'll see a veteran driver return to the grid. So who are these new faces ready to make their mark in the high-speed world of Formula 1, and which veteran will make a comeback? Stay tuned to find out. Nick DeVries. Well, let's start with the new AlphaTauri man, Nick DeVries. If you follow the 2022 season, then you must have definitely heard about this Dutch driver. DeVries' journey to Formula 1 was one of perseverance and determination. DeVries didn't get a chance to race in Formula 1 until he was 27 years old, but the Dutchman made the most of his opportunity to become one of the hottest options on the driver market. Eventually, he was offered a full-time seat with AlphaTauri. When Williams unexpectedly called him up to replace the sick Alex Albon at the 2022 Italian Grand Prix, DeVries was already well versed with F1 machinery thanks to his reserve role for Mercedes, which included several FP1 runs for the works and supplier teams in 2022 spec cars. As a result, he stepped up to the challenge and slotted in seamlessly, as if he'd been driving for Williams all along. DeVries was able to out-qualify and out-race Williams' regular driver Nicholas Latifi, ultimately finishing in a highly impressive 9th place. His smooth transition and impressive performance on the track didn't go unnoticed by the fans, the media and the teams alike, and he quickly became the talk of the paddock. With the 2023 Formula 1 season beginning, the Dutchman will be 28 years old, which is quite an unusual age for a driver in their rookie season in F1. However, his experience will assist him in swiftly adjusting to the new vehicle. In fact, Red Bull advisor Dr. Helmut Marko has backed Nick DeVries to lead AlphaTauri during the 2023 Formula 1 campaign. That shows you how much the F1 paddock is expecting from this guy. DeVries will be looking to prove that he's more than just a late blooming prospect and will be looking to outshine Tsunoda both in qualifying and total points. He's ready to unleash his raw pace and unbridled determination to show the world that he's a qualified Formula 1 driver and a force to be reckoned with on the track. It promises to be a thrilling battle as DeVries and Tsunoda push each other to new heights and elevate the team's performance. Oscarpiastri. Now, here's another driver that gained so much popularity during the 2022 season. Oscarpiastri was the main character of a lengthy soap opera that took place over the 2022 mid-season break during the summer. When Fernando Alonso announced that he'd be leaving Alpine at the end of the 2022 season, the French team made the immediate announcement that the young talent, Oscarpiastri, who had been a member of the Alpine Academy up until that point, would be the replacement for the Spaniard beginning with the 2023 season. Piastri, however, had other intentions in mind, as he'd already signed a contract with McLaren. After a long legal dispute between Alpine and McLaren, he was declared a McLaren driver for the 2023 season. After all the commotion caused by the driver, it's natural for everyone to be anxious to find out if he'll really be all that they expect of him when he finally graces the F1 track. He had made a name for himself in the lower tiers of motorsports, dominating the competition and sparking excitement among fans and experts alike. The question on everyone's mind is whether he'd be able to translate that success to the pinnacle of the sport. Piastri is the first driver in the history of the Access categories to win 3 championships in a row, doing so in Formula Renault Euro Cup in 2019, Formula 3 in 2020 and Formula 2 in 2021. No doubt, he is indeed a gem. So, what should we expect from Piastri in 2023? No doubt, Lando Norris will be the team leader, and McLaren will remain extremely focused on helping him develop and fight for podiums and wins in the future. However, Piastri hasn't just arrived to be the second driver in Squire. The young Australian will also want to show how good he is. But the reality is that Piastri's primary role will be to help his teammate win races. Now, since the 2021 season of Formula 2, Piastri hasn't been in a race seat for a competitive event. Instead, he spent the majority of 2022 working in a simulator and performing on-track testing. Will his lack of recent race experience over the past few months affect his performance in 2023? Well, we'll know after his first few races of the season. Logan Sergeant. Logan Sergeant is set to make history in the 2023 Formula 1 season as he becomes the first American driver to race in Formula 1 in almost 8 years. He'll not only be racing for his own glory, but also carrying the hopes and dreams of an entire nation. As the lone representative of the United States in the high-speed world of Formula One, Sergeant is poised to capture the hearts and minds of American motorsport fans everywhere. Adding to the excitement, the 2023 F1 calendar features 3 races in the US, the glitz and glamour of Las Vegas, the high-octane action in Austin, and the adrenaline rush of Miami. This means that Sergeant will have the unique opportunity to race in front of his home crowd and hear the roar of American fans cheering him on. So how good is Logan Sergeant? Well, Logan Sergeant is also an incredible talent. He outqualified Oscarpiastri as a teammate, and if it wasn't for a DNF in the last race, he would have beaten Piastri for the title in F3. So the fact that there isn't so much hype around him doesn't mean he isn't good. So what should we expect from the young American? Logan Sergeant's move to Formula One is a bold one. He brings a wealth of talent and potential, but also a huge challenge. Making the leap from F2 to F1 is no easy feat, especially with only one entire F2 season under his belt. He faces a steep learning curve as he adjusts to the intricacies and demands of F1 cars and the intense level of competition. Also, Sergeant will be going up against a very fast and more experienced teammate in Alex Albon, as well as a tricky car that is expected to be one of the slower ones on the grid. It will be a true test of his adaptability and determination. But don't count Sergeant out just yet. He has the raw talent and a fierce drive to succeed, and he's ready to take on these obstacles head on. He'll be fighting to close the gap with his teammate and push the limits of the car. Nico Hulkenberg. Well, we're done talking about the rookies, so let's now talk about the returning veteran driver, Nico Hulkenberg. Nico Hulkenberg has been absent from the full-time Formula One grid for the previous 3 seasons. Hulkenberg has been a vocal and active part of the paddock ever since the day he joined Williams in 2010. Hulkenberg hasn't had a lot of success in Formula One. Aside from a stunning pole position on a drying Interlagos when he was a rookie, he has 0 poles, 0 podium finishes, and 0 wins in his whole 13-year career in Formula One. Nevertheless, at 35 years old, he's back in the series. Hulkenberg spent the past 3 seasons honing his skills as a reserve driver for his former team, Force India, now Racing Point and Aston Martin. Despite not being a full-time driver, Hulkenberg made a big impact during his 4-spot starts, showcasing his raw talent and speed on the track. Many experts and fans believe that his career in Formula One was at a standstill, but little did they know that Hulkenberg was biding his time, waiting for the perfect opportunity to make a comeback. And that opportunity came in the form of a shocking hire by the Haas F1 team, who were looking to shake things up and make a big splash in the upcoming season. Hulkenberg, eager to prove himself, jumped at the chance to join the team. Haas has given Hulkenberg a chance to get his F1 career back on track. Haas have had a rough few years, and Hulkenberg might be able to bring more experience to the team to help them improve. And one potential advantage Hulkenberg has is his experience. With over 160 race starts, he has a wealth of knowledge about the sport and has likely developed a good understanding of what it takes to be successful. So, which rookie do you believe will have the best performance in the 2023 F1 season? And will Hulkenberg be finally able to break the curse and have a podium finish this coming season? Let us know what you think in the comment section below, and please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and notification bell so that you can always get to watch more amazing videos like this. See you in the next video.